All right, guys, it's Brian with Turp Organic here. I'm doing a cool experiment. This is a stinking cool experiment inspired by one of the commenters on one of my most recent videos. I got a soil temperature probe in the ground right here. Let's go take a look at it. I'm going to explain the experiment while I show you all the pieces. All right, so this area of my lawn right now, today is February 27th. Forgive the wind, but I can't stop the wind. This ground right here is in the shade probably 90% of the day this time of year. So over there we'll get some sun. Eventually we'll get some sun over here. But this spot gets very, very little here towards the end of February. Right now, our soil temperature here is 53 and a half, almost 54 degrees. So the test here is if a dog were to pee right there, how much warmer would the soil be immediately and then in the future compared to the ground next to it where the dog doesn't pee? My hypothesis is that the dog pee is going to warm up that dirt right there, and it's going to stay warmer than everything next to it for a notable period of time. So here, let's go inside. All right, as you can see, it is noon exactly. And here I got my little science experiment. I got some warm water. Use this thermometer here. So a dog will pee at roughly, well, a dog's temperature typically is slightly higher than human temperature. What is it exactly? I'm not 100% certain, but let's say dog's pee is 104. Or 100.4. All right here, I've got roughly 10 ounces of pee, which is a standard pee volume for an average 50-pound dog. So let's go take it over here and pour it here. Now the dog's peeing. All right, the dog just peed. Now I'm going to wait about, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, and then we'll check the temperature of the soil thermometer. Right now it's been about 3 to 4 minutes. Let's take a look at the temperature now. All right, we are now up to just shy of 56 degrees, so we are at 2 degrees. I'm going to wait a little bit longer and test it again. All right, now it's been about 10 minutes. Let's check it again. All right, we are still up at about 56, about 2 degrees higher than it was before I poured the dog pee, quote unquote dog pee, on that spot. Now, I'm going to come back a couple hours from now. So I think it's safe to say that the soil temperature maybe a foot away, which is still in the shade, has not changed in the past 10 minutes. This soil has gone up 2 degrees. So in a couple hours, I'm going to take this temperature and the soil temperature about a foot away and compare the difference to see if that soil temperature difference lasts for at least a couple hours. After we do that, I think I'm going to check the soil temperature difference tomorrow in the morning to see if the difference, if there is a difference, makes it all the way through the night. But I also kind of want to try it in the sun. So right here, I don't have any sun coming down, hitting the soil or the dirt, changing anything, but over there I do. So I do want to try that to see if it's the same or different. All right, while I wait for the shady area of the yard for a couple hours to pass, I'm going to set up a second test area in the sunny part of the yard to see if the direct sunlight affects this after I put the warm fluid, kind of like dog pee, on the lawn. That's almost exactly the same, 100.3. All right, here we go. There's my shady area. Here's my sunny area. So I got a little spot there marked and a little spot here marked. So I'm going to pour. Remember, it's supposed to be dog pee. All right, so after a couple hours, I'm assuming that these two spots are the exact same soil temperature. So after a couple hours, I'm going to test the difference between soil temperature between the two spots and see if it makes a difference. And maybe I'll even test them tomorrow morning to see if they are still different or the same. All right, now it's been about 4 hours, 45 minutes. Let's go take a look at the soil temperatures now. All right, here we go. All right, so here we are. We're at about, I'm going to call that 57. This spot has been in the shade the whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and stick it in the ground just about maybe 18 inches away and see if it's any different. All right, I'll pause to let that calibrate. All right, after a bit of calibration, we're sitting at 56 degrees. So it was a 2-degree difference, and after almost 5 hours, it's about a 1-degree difference. All right, but all this was in the shade. So let's check the sun area. Now we're shaded now because the sun is starting, well, it's behind a cloud over there. This is where I let the dog pee, So let that calibrate, and then we'll go side by side and check it right there. All right, so this full sun area of the line with the water simulating dog pee going down, that is 62 degrees. So let's move this next door. Remember, about 5 hours, 4.5 to 4:45 have passed. So we'll stick it in here and we'll let that calibrate. And again, after some calibration, this spot that did not get the warm water, if I look straight down on it, 62. All right, so that's not a perfectly scientific experiment whatsoever, but after the course of about 5 hours, it looks like the addition of warm water, which would simulate dog pee or some other animal pee going into a shady area of your lawn, raise that soil temperature up about 2 degrees over the ambient temperature of the other stuff next to it. And after 5 hours, the soil is still 1 degree warmer. But in the full sun area, everything kind of evened out. So that kind of makes me think that in a full sun, maybe that dog pee isn't going to warm up the soil as significantly as it is in a colder area or a shady area of your lawn. It's all just kind of speculation. This is general basic testing. This is just how I learn stuff. I just try stuff out and experiment. So for those of you guys who are following the comment thread in the main video, thanks for suggesting this. I'll take a look at this tomorrow, but I think you guys are right. I think by tomorrow, everything's going to be about the same from where I put the water today compared to where I didn't put the water today. Well, for one afternoon, I'm able to get, on average, 1.5 degrees warmer soil just by peeing on the lawn.